So before we begin, I want to start with a land acknowledgement. We are presenting to you from UBC's Vancouver West Point Grey campus. UBC's Vancouver campus is situated on the traditional, ancestral, and unceded territory of the Musqueam, Squamish, and Tsleil-Waututh First Nations. This land and its rightful peoples have given us all of this opportunity to continue to learn, grow, and explore our world. I'm really grateful to be able to study, work, and play on this land that has been cared for thousands of years before me. Land acknowledgements are a way of giving recognition and gratitude to the First Nations, Inuit, or Métis land that we are gathered on. By giving a land acknowledgement, settlers take the very basic and fundamental step on the way to reconciliation between Indigenous peoples and settlers. However, we know that land acknowledgements go far beyond just acknowledging whose land you're on. To truly comprehend the importance of a land acknowledgement, one would need to research the historical trauma that affected Indigenous peoples and what effects still hold on into Indigenous peoples today. We are very fortunate to have our campus situated on these lands and to have the opportunity to live, learn, and work amongst the Indigenous people of this area, which is something we do in LFS, and hopefully this will be something you become more familiar with during your time at UBC. Now, a quick introduction to myself. My name is Zaira Faiz, and I'm the Student Support Specialist in LFS Student Services. I help support our team in various ways, but before we move on to the session, we have a very quick word from our Dean of LFS, Rickey Yada. Thanks for stopping by, Rickey. Just a quick note, Rickey, you're just on mute.
Oh, thanks, Ira. Sorry, got off mute. I hope it's okay. Well, welcome everyone, and thank you for joining us from all over the world. I apologize that I'm in my car, so I'm driving to where you located, so hopefully I'll see you soon. But before I say anything more, congratulations on getting an offer of admission to our faculty and to the University of British Columbia. We hope to be able to see you in September. But before I say a little bit more, I'll just tell you a little bit about my background. So I was born and raised in Vancouver, and I went to school at UBC in what at that time was the Faculty of Agricultural Sciences. As you know now, we're the Faculty of Land and Food Systems. Why did I pick agricultural sciences? Because it was the application of material that I learned in the classroom. And hopefully you'll have that same experience. So if you're thinking about such of the global challenges as food security, climate change, global health, this is the faculty that you'll be in and will address those important questions. So thank you again for selecting and hopefully admitting to Land and Food Systems at UBC, and look forward to you. And just one last thing, we're known as a friendly faculty, and I think my colleagues who will follow me will truly exemplify why we are the friendly faculty. So with that, Ira, I'm going to turn it back to you. And again, I look forward to seeing some of you in September, or all of you in September. Thanks very much. So Ira, was that okay?
Yep. Thank you, Rickey,
Okay,
for such
good.
a warm welcome
Okay.
to our students.
Yeah, sorry, everyone. I'm going to log off now, but have a great rest of the session with my colleagues.
Lovely to see you today, Rickey. See you
Okay,
sometime soon.
thanks, Ira. All the best.
Awesome. So what we're going to do next is introduce part of our LFS Student Services team, and we'll start off with introducing Shannon.
Hi, everybody. It's so nice to see you today. My name is Shannon Blakely. I'm the Student Transition and Engagement Advisor within LFS Student Services. I work mostly with first-year students. If you're coming to UBC next year, you're likely going to be hearing a lot from me, whether that's through email or meeting with you one-on-one to help pick your courses or interacting with me in some discussion boards. I'm looking forward to getting to know all of you.
I'll
Hi,
pass it on
everyone.
to Ella.
Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today. My name is Ella. I use she, her pronouns, and I'm the International Student Academic Advisor in the Faculty of Land and Food Systems. So I work with all of our students across all of our programs, but I also put a special emphasis on working with any international students who are coming to study in our faculty. It is my pleasure to be here with you today and to get a chance to welcome you to this awesome faculty and to give you a chance to learn more about all of the amazing things that you could learn about and study and generate your own new knowledge about within our programs.
Thank you, Ella. And we also have members of our student outreach team here today, so I'll let them introduce themselves, starting with Sophia.
Hi everyone, my name is Sophia. I'm currently a third-year student in LFS and I'm studying dietetics. I'm currently an LFS student ambassador, so I'm working as part of the Work Learn program here at UBC. And a lot of what I do is engage with high school students and let them know a little bit more about what our faculty is and why it is so great. And I'll pass it on to Ayasha.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to LFS. My name is Ayasha. I'm in my 4th year studying nutritional sciences. And alongside Sophia, I'm also a student ambassador. We go around high schools just to talk about the LFS programs that the faculty offers and also the engagement opportunities and what LFS is all about. And I'll pass it back to Ira.
Awesome. So those are a couple of faces that you'll see throughout your time at LFS. Now that we've done our introductions, let's do a bit of an icebreaker so that we can get to know all of you. I invite you all to use your annotate function on Zoom, which can be accessed by clicking on the green bar at the top of your screen, then click on annotations. Now feel free to stamp or circle where you're joining us from today.
Ira, I don't know if I'm just technologically challenged, but I can't find the annotate button and it's not showing up for me. And I wonder if it might not be for other people as well, since we're not seeing any annotations.
Let's see here. Let me know if you're able to see it now.
I'm seeing it now. Thank you.
All right, everyone, let's try round 2. Let's try to annotate where you're joining us from today. Ooh, we've got a nice long line across the continent. A lot of BC, North America, general kind of California area. Someone pointing to Southeast Asia, Indonesia region.
Sounds stupid, but I don't know how to find the annotate button.
No worries. If you were able to find the green bar at the top, when it's next to Zoom, you might see an options where you can click on to annotate.
Okay, so this is the first time I had to use annotate. I'm sorry, my high school never did it.
All good. If anything, you can always just share it in a chat as well. If that's easier for you. Ooh, I'm liking the stars and smiley faces. Glad to see you're all excited and happy to be here. Awesome. Well, thank you for sharing for where you're joining us from today. We're so happy that you can get to be here with us. Now, before we continue, I'm just going to clear our annotations and move on to our next slide. Perfect. Great. So you may be wondering, what is LFS? So we are the faculty at the University of British Columbia that focuses on balancing food and water systems with planetary health in the hopes of creating a better. Amongst the world's best, LFS at UBC is one of the world's top-ranking programs in sustainable agriculture, food systems, and human health as it relates to food and food production. There's no other faculty like ours anywhere. From experts in soil science to practice analysts of global food markets, our team of award-winning and internationally recognized faculty members and researchers bring some of the world's best thinking to bear on your current problems. You can study right alongside them. We are shaping the leaders of the future, the people who understand the complex interplay between our land, our resources, our environments, and our needs. If you want your education to have a big impact, start here. The Faculty of Land and Food Systems at UBC is where you'll uncover your interests and get connected with the global issues that matter to you most. Think of it as an applied exploratory degree. Now, why study in LFS? To start, our programs address real local and global issues like food security, health and nutrition, land use, animal welfare, and more. We also operate from the perspective that no issue can be studied from a single lens. We use a systems-based approach, helps to fit to your specific area of focus, which fits into the bigger picture. We're also a smaller faculty in a massive university. Here you're able to get to know the staff, students, and faculty, and this creates an atmosphere of support and grants opportunities to hone in subject-specific interests in upper years. Beyond this, many of our courses are based in reality, requires hands-on applied learning, and take you into the community where you'll get to engage with others to solve real-world issues. LFS integrates professional skill building into our courses, focusing on those skills employers tell us that they're looking for. You will be prepared for many different careers because you will have the skills necessary to be successful, which complements your academic knowledge. Now, in a moment here, we're going to separate into different breakout rooms for the deep dive conversations. But before we do that, I want to give an overview of the degree programs that we have here in LFS. Our first year entry programs are Food, Nutrition, and Health and Applied Biology. These are the programs that you've been admitted to. However, after your first year, you'll be able to specialize. In F&H, there are 5 majors, and in AppBi, there are 2. And these opportunities are what we're going to discuss in the next part of the session. However, I do want to mention that there are 2 other degree programs that you can transfer into after your first year. There's Global Resource Systems, in which you can study a wide array of disciplines and develop integrated knowledge of agricultural resources from an international perspective. And the other is Food and Resource Economics, in which you can study international supply chains and critical issues in food production and distribution internationally. If either of these sound interesting to you, please feel free to check them out at the following links. Now, without further ado, I invite you all to select the appropriate breakout room for your major. These can be found at the control panel of your Zoom screen where it says breakout rooms, and then select the degree program that you've applied to, and we'll get started.
My name is Shannon Blakely. I'm the Student Transition and Engagement Advisor. As I said, I work mostly with first-year students as they're transitioning into and through their first year within the faculty, helping you pick the courses, get involved, get engaged, and answer any questions that you might have. We do have a couple of special guests with us today, so I'm going to have them introduce themselves. I'm going to pass it over to Barbara.
Thank you, Shannon. So I'm Barbara Stefanska. I'm associate professor in human nutrition in the Food, Nutrition and Health program. And I'm research stream faculty member. So I teach, and also I do research and mentor graduate students in F&H. So I will tell you a bit more today about research opportunities in F&H and how important research experience is in your future career path. Thank you.
Thanks, Barbara. We also have a student joining us today to talk about their experiences. So Alex, can you introduce yourself, please?
Hi, my name's Alex. It's great to see everybody here. I am in the F&H General degree and moving into my 5th year at LFS after finishing my co-op work term. And so really excited to answer any questions that you might have about F&H or this faculty in general.
Awesome. Thank you, Alex. All right, so starting us off, I'm going to run through a little bit more information on each of our degree programs. Just a really brief overview. Then we're going to pass it back to Barbara to do a bit of a highlight on some of the topics that she teaches in our faculty. We'll go back to Alex to talk about his student experience, and then we'll chat a little bit about career paths and outcomes. I know there's usually lots of questions about what you can do with your degree or what kind of jobs you can get into after university. So we'll be sure to touch on that as well. If you have any questions through the presentation, there's two options for you to submit your questions. You can submit your anonymous questions via Slido. To use that, you go to slido.com, use code hashtag FNH, and you can pop in all of your questions during the presentation as they come up. And if you see a question submitted that you also have a similar question, or you want to know the answer to that question, you can upvote it and we'll be sure to answer those questions as we go. If Slido is too complicated or you can't figure it out, please feel free to pop your questions into the chat as well. Okay, so what is food, nutrition, and health? Food, nutrition, and health spans topics related to production and processing of food, to its marketing, consumption, and impact on the community and individual health. We focus within this major or within this program on the real-world application of health sciences to healthcare, food policy, production, and global food markets. This also helps you integrate technical understanding of human metabolism, nutrition, and the chemical composition of foods. We have 5 majors within food, nutrition, and health. 2 you can just declare. 3 require an application, and they are not guaranteed that you'll be admitted into that major. So the 2 general majors are the food, nutrition, and health major and nutritional sciences in the light blue. The 3 majors that require an application are food science, the food and nutritional sciences double major. Those you can both apply into as you're entering year 2. And then dietetics, which is a year 3 entry program. Some of the more unique courses that you could take in food, nutrition, and health include nutrition concepts and controversies, vitamins, mineral and health, human nutrition over the lifespan, sports nutrition, and nutrition and disease prevention. So if you have an interest in nutrition and how it impacts human health, I think you're going to find a great home within this faculty. So we're going to go back to the annotate feature. I'm curious to see, after hearing just a really brief bit about these majors, do you have a major that you're interested in within food, nutrition, and health? So again, you can go back, use the annotate, make a stamp on the page, maybe circle the major that you're interested in.
Sorry, Shannon, is the annotate function on?
That is a great question. I can see it. Let me check and see if I can turn it on. There we go. That should work for everybody. So go ahead, you can use the check mark, you can use the stamp, you can circle. What are you most interested in within food, nutrition, and health? Okay, seeing some food science, some dietetics, the double major, the general major, fantastic. Ooh, nutritional sciences. Okay, looks like we've got some representation for every single major, which is always great to see. Each of these majors are quite different, but all very, very interesting. If you're looking for the major that's going to give you the most flexibility and touch on the most variety of topics, food, nutrition, and health is probably our most general major. And so if you're not quite sure, food, nutrition, and health is probably the best place to start. If you're really dialed in, it looks like we've got lots of people very interested in dietetics. That's really great, and us as academic advisors can help you course plan to work towards that dietetics goal. All right, I'm just going to clear the annotation and we'll keep going. Just one moment here. There we go. Okay. All right, so it's time for our professor highlight. I'm going to pass it back to Barbara, who has so kindly prepared a presentation for us today. All right, take it away, Barbara.
Okay, thank you, Shannon. So I will maybe it will be easier if I share the screen. Can I share the screen?
Sure, that works for me.
Oh, I have disabled option. Sorry.
I just turned it on. Go ahead.
Okay. Thank you, Shannon. So I will, as I mentioned, I'm a research stream faculty member. So this means that you will meet me not only in a classroom, taking courses that I teach, but you will also have the opportunity to talk to me about research and potentially get involved into research activities in my lab. So I will tell you a bit more about my lab, my career path, and about students who I met at UBC. So in terms of teaching, two courses that I teach are FNH 477, which is Nutrition and Disease Prevention. It's the more applied course where we talk about different chronic disease and how nutrients contribute in different ways to these diseases and to prevention of these diseases. You have in this course you have group work. So apart from lecture part, you are able to participate in applied activities and work with your peers. And the second course I teach is FNH 350, which is fundamentals of nutrition, where we talk about macronutrients, so carbohydrates, lipids, proteins. It's it's a core course where we have quite a lot of knowledge to absorb and hopefully understand how our body works in terms of processing all the macronutrients. So again, apart from classroom teaching, I do research at UBC, and my area of expertise is the diet and the epigenome. So in general, we study how different bioactive compounds in the diet impact our health through specific mechanism that refers to epigenetics. And I will tell you a bit more what epigenetics is. So first we will start from my career path. Then I will tell you a bit about research projects in my group, and I will give you some examples of successful undergraduate students who got involved into research activities. So originally I'm from Poland, and I did my practically like most of my education in Poland. So I obtained first Master of Public Health at Medical University of Lodz. Then I moved into a PhD program at the same university. And in Poland, after a PhD, they encourage you to go outside to other countries to get research experience and work in different fields. So I came to Canada actually, and I did a postdoctoral fellowship at McGill University. So at McGill, I work with Dr. Moshe Schiff, who is a pioneer in epigenetics. And I'm very grateful for the opportunity he gave me. So within first year in his lab, I learned a lot. I couldn't even imagine in Poland that I would be able to do research at this level and learn all the techniques that are state-of-the-art technology. So in Moshe's lab, I was working with a diverse group of individuals, a lot of people, graduate students, undergraduate students doing research, and other postdocs. So it was really an amazing experience. I published some key papers in the field of epigenetics and liver cancer in one of the leading journals in the field. So again, very grateful for this experience. And practically, all this hard work paid off, because after my postdoc at McGill, I got an independent position at Purdue University, which is in Indiana State in the US. So I became their assistant professor. I had my lab and started mentoring graduate students. In 2017, I moved into UBC. So I moved my lab to UBC, which was again quite a challenging experience, but again grateful for this opportunity. So what we study in the lab are bioactive compounds and specifically polyphenols. So these are compounds, for example, in grapes, blueberries, in green tea, in soybeans, that can affect different processes, biological processes in our cells. And this way, they can affect our health. What we study is epigenetics. An example of epigenetic modification is DNA methylation, and I'm sure that some of you heard about it. And if not, you will hear more at UBC. These epigenetic modifications contribute to changes in gene expression. So they decide if a given protein will be present in a cell or will be absent. So you can imagine that this brings very serious consequences. When you think about epigenetics, it refers to Lamarck theory of inheritance of acquired characteristics. So according to Darwin theory, the genome dictates the phenotype. But Lamarck, at the time when no one knew about epigenetics, he actually was talking about epigenetics, because he was hypothesizing that through our experiences in life, we can develop certain characteristics. So, for example, elephant developed a long trunk because at some point in their life, they had to reach very far to get water. So the trunk was becoming longer and longer, and this characteristic was passed on to next generations. So how this is possible? Only through epigenetics. The same giraffe. Giraffe developed a long neck because at some point they had to reach very high for food, and from generation to generation they had longer and longer neck, and this characteristic was passed on to next generations. So this is epigenetics. So it's an additional layer of regulation of our phenotype, the way we look and even we function. And in terms of projects now currently going in the lab, we focus on molecular researching of the effect of different polyphenols on epigenetic modifications, and we study how these processes contribute to maintaining cellular homeostasis and longevity. So we see that these compounds really affect different processes and genes that are associated with longevity. So some of them act as pro-longevity compounds. We also study polyphenols in disease. So over here you have a scheme showing one of the projects where we used rats and we trigger liver cancer in rats. At the same time, we incorporate polyphenols into the diet, and we study how polyphenols will impact liver cancer development. So our hypothesis is that they will attenuate, at least attenuate, if not prevent cancer. In order to understand how they do that, we proceed with different molecular investigations. An example of another project ongoing is a project where we study the effect of polyphenols on inflammation. So not a fully developed disease, but a more inflammatory state of, and it's specifically chronic inflammation. So we have mice, we inoculate them with specific bacteria that cause inflammation in the colon. And then we incorporate the polyphenols into the diet, and we study how polyphenols modify the process of first acute inflammation and then a chronic inflammation. So again, all these projects and our discoveries wouldn't be possible without eager young individuals like yourself. So here are pictures with different members of my lab. So you can see over here Sadaf. Sadaf graduated from FNH and then moved into a master program in my lab. Tony, similar. Alison was an undergraduate student that was doing undergraduate research in my lab. And here you have actually three members of the lab coming from FNH. Alice, Kayla, and Yushi, all of them graduated from food nutritional health or nutritional sciences and moved upon graduation to a master program, and Kayla into a PhD program. And here we have Amelie, a new member of the lab who also, so she graduated from FNH and then did masters in food science and now moved into a PhD program in human nutrition. So all of them actually before starting undergraduate graduate program got involved into undergraduate research in my lab. And you can do that in FNH, for example, through taking directed studies, FNH 497, or a thesis course, which is 499. Both of them are involved doing research in the lab, working on projects, and potentially being on papers that are published. So very, very great experience. And to conclude, I will show you. I will tell you about several students I was fortunate to work with. So this is Lucy, and Lucy first got involved in her last year of bachelor into research in my lab. Then she entered a master program. And actually, all this experience allowed her, at least partially, to succeed in her application to medical school. And she got to medical school. Currently, she does residency in the field of physical medicine and rehabilitation. Tony graduated last year, and he's now a lecturer at Capilano University. This is Melissa. She, after gaining experience in research as an undergraduate student, she moved into industry and is working currently at Eli Lilly. in the States. Here you can see Kevin. Kevin got involved into research in my lab. He in his last year, so practically he graduated in May, but you have still time, I think 4 months to get involved into research, for example, through NSERC USRA. This is a very interesting program supported by NSERC, where this involves 12 to 16 weeks of research over the summer. It's a great experience. So Kevin contributed to different projects in the lab. At the end, he was, I think, on 2 papers published, and he got to med school at UBC. And so really a great success. So again, I encourage you to not to be afraid to ask questions, to talk to professors, to talk to your advisors, to talk to your peers, and look for different opportunities outside of the classroom. So again, dream big, catch opportunities, and work hard. So I wish you all the success at UBC. Thank you.
Hi, thank you so much, Barbara. And sorry, everybody, if you can hear my dog in the background. Someone just came home and she's very excited. We're going to continue on with our presentation and talking a little bit more about the involvement opportunities within LFS. As you heard Barbara saying, lots of involvement and opportunities available for students who are looking to get involved in things like research or getting work experience. There's also lots of opportunities within the faculty for volunteering, going on exchange, doing co-op or practicum placements. With volunteering, one of the opportunities available is actually right within our building or within one of our buildings on campus. It is the student-run Agora Cafe. So if you're interested in food service and learning more about that, or learning more about cooking and developing recipes and really getting involved in the faculty, Agora Cafe is a really great spot to get involved. There's also work-learn placements like our student assistants that you saw earlier today and heard from earlier today. Lots of different part-time work opportunities on campus. Similar to practicum and co-op placements, you can take the time to go on a more extensive work term and either earn university credit or get really valuable work experience through co-op opportunities on campus. If you have any questions about these, please feel free to pop them into the Slido. And I'm going to pass things over to Alex. So Alex, can you talk a little bit about your experience within the faculty? What has been your favorite student involvement opportunity so far?
Yeah, so I think LFS offers a lot of unique opportunities for students that other faculties may not offer. One of them that I participated in planning was the LFS First last year for upcoming students in the year 2023, and felt like this experience was something that basically will get you connected with your fellow classmates and peers in the faculty, and also to basically get to know people that you would be spending the next 4 years of your university journey with. And yeah, and I really encourage you all to get involved with everything in events, big and small, that the faculty hosts, because a lot of these experiences are something that you would remember for a long time. Yeah, and getting involved, keeping an eye out for events, and being involved with the community.
Awesome. Thank you, Alex. Thank you for sharing. If you have questions for Alex about any of those opportunities or for any of our other students, please feel free again, either pop them in the chat or pop them into Slido. We're always happy to talk about the student experience within the faculty. Okay, so looking at some career opportunities moving forward, we know that this is a big question for both students and parents, but these are some of the career opportunities that you can look forward to if you're studying within food, nutrition, and health. We have a lot of students that pursue something in health science, something in the medical field. So we see a lot of people going on to work as nutritionists, dietitians, getting into business and industry. We have a lot of alumni that have started many incredible small and large businesses within Vancouver and North America and abroad. There is really no limit. There's so many different pathways that you can take within food, nutrition, and health. And I encourage you to get involved and learn a little bit more. The job that you end up in after university, you may not even know about right now. You may discover that during your time here, and that's completely okay. One of the great programs I do want to highlight very quickly is our mentorship program within LFS. It's one of the largest mentorship programs on campus and is open to students at all year levels. What they do is they match you with a mentor that's actually out in the community. Many of them are alumni from our faculty, and they're able to meet with you and kind of guide you through the questions. And if you're really interested in a pathway, the mentorship program could be a really great way to connect with somebody who may already be in that field or a similar field as well. Some other career opportunities that we see are people going into nutrition education, becoming a consumer product officer, doing research and development, a microbiology technician, a food safety specialist, or food technologist. A really fun fact, particularly about our dean, Rickey Yada, his claim to fame was helping Miss Vicky develop her potato chip recipe back when they were just getting started. So there's lots of really cool things that you can do with the different majors in food, nutrition, and health. All right, so these are some upcoming important dates. I encourage you to take a screenshot of this slide if you need to. I'm just going to move that menu out of the way. So this coming, you may have a May 1st offer admission acceptance date. You may have a June 1st offer of admissions acceptance date. So please make sure that you are checking your accounts and you are not missing that deadline. In mid-May, you'll be admitted and added into what we call LFS Roots, which is an online and hybrid transition program for all first-year students and all students new to the faculty. We're going to walk you through everything from how to register for courses step by step to introducing you to clubs on campus, getting you ready to transition into the classrooms with study tips. We'll cover all of your questions. There's discussion boards where you can meet other students, and you'll actually get connected with your orientation leader and other students in your orientation group before you even get to campus, to get to know some people and get familiar with people before you even arrive. Another big deadline that I do want to highlight that is coming up quickly is the application deadline for the Land 1 program. If UBC sounds really big and you're not quite sure that you're ready to make the jump into some bigger classrooms, and you're looking for more of a smaller customized experience, Land 1 is a cohort-based program that's offered in partnership with the Faculty of Forestry. It does require an application, so please make sure that you're checking out that website and submitting your application. Land 1 is a program where you take 5 core courses with a group of about 50 to 60 students from both faculties. So you'll be taking courses like Biology 121, Math 180, LFS 101, all with the same people. It stretches across both terms, so you'll have some familiar faces throughout the year. From May to August, we'll be getting you ready to come to campus with weekly Roots modules. And then in June is when you're going to be registering for your courses. And again, we'll have Roots modules ready to help you out. Again, getting you ready to get here, and you'll be coming to campus for August or September for orientation. If you're signed up for Jumpstart, that'll be in late August. In September, it'll be Imagine Day, which is our big orientation day for all students, and we'll be seeing you there in person. Upcoming this week, if you haven't signed up for these upcoming sessions yet, I highly encourage you to check them out. We actually have a Land 1 info session tomorrow from 4:30 to 6 on Zoom. And we have Careers in LFS on Thursday from 4:30 to 6 on Zoom as well. So if you're interested in doing a little bit more of a deep dive and learning how different pathways can connect you to different careers, please be sure to register for that session. And we've got that link below, and I'll ask Ayasha if you can just pop that into the chat for me as well. That would be great. All right. And if you have any questions after today's presentation, if we don't answer them during the Q&A, this is how you can reach us. The best way to get a hold of student services and academic advisors such as myself is that first email, lfs.advising@ubc.ca. Other great ways to stay informed with upcoming events and news within the faculty is our Instagram page. So at LFS News Lettuce is the best way to stay on top of what is going on within the faculty. And also our general faculty Twitter and Instagram at UBC LFS.